Hey, it's Paul Kitchen. It's May 27th, 2021. I realized earlier today that I had posted an update, a music update, with everything that was upcoming and everything I've been working on in early 2018. And I go, well, maybe this is a good time for the next one. So that's what I'm going to try to do here, a brief little update. Um, Yesterday, I'd uploaded a new album to the aggregator that I use, DistroKid, and that should be out tomorrow, but I didn't give them much time to get it out tomorrow, so at a minimum, it'll be available tomorrow on Bandcamp and streaming elsewhere soon. Um, it's a project I've been working on for just about 7 years. 2014, in the fall, I started transferring a lot of my 8-track reel-to-reel half-inch tape into my current studio setup, where I use Cubase as my DAW of choice. And I think the following year I continued with that. I also have a lot of quarter-inch 4-track stuff, but I don't have a 4-track player anymore, so I haven't transferred any of that. Um, Prior to that, and going back, in the old days when I was still using the 8-track and the 4-track, I always mixed it down to 2-track, reel-to-reel. I had a TAC. I still have the TAC 2-track. Uh, when I recently was trying to transfer the half-inch stuff, I had to bake the tape, and the half-inch stuff did real well with that. I did try to do some quarter-inch stuff, and it didn't do as well. I don't know if it's because it's thinner tape or what the deal is, um, but back in the day, I mixed everything down to 2-track. And a few years later, when I got into digital audio tape, DAT, uh, I tried to transfer most of that stuff or back it up to DAT machine. And there were also cassette, backups and cassette mix downs, and a lot of the live stuff from the mid to late 80s with the Petty Tyrant band, where a lot of that stuff was straight to cassette tape. So not a whole lot I can do to it now, but try to find the cassette and transfer it as high res as I can. Um, the 8-track stuff, when it was just 8-track and nothing else, like Timecode and slaving it to a PC, which I started to do around And We Dream. When's that? 93, 92, something like that. That stuff I can remix. The Timecode stuff I've had trouble being able to remix or do anything with. I've had to kind of go around that a different way because I could have the vocals, guitars, and everything on the tape, and all the keys and all the drums are on the PC, and I don't know how to sync them anymore because I can't read the time code like at least the code I used way back when. Um, but once I started doing all the archiving, I realized the possibility of being able to bring that that music into my current setup and start playing along with it. And I did do that quite a bit through the last few years, and that resulted in the Pot Shots from Over the Hill album last December that I put out, a double album of updated, archival stuff, mostly unreleased. All along the way there, I was also plotting through what has become Trip Note. And Volume 1 is what I uploaded yesterday, coming out first, and I'll release the next volumes shortly. But it will well be a 4-album set. It's roughly 60 plus songs and about 5 hours of music. So it's a lot of stuff there, and to be honest, I did it for myself. Just trying to preserve it, and if I'm thinking of an old song, I want to go find it, now I can go find it, a lot of the stuff, and it'll be a good sounding version of it, at least the best sounding version that I'm capable of producing. So whenever possible on this album, I have remixed the track. Everything is being remastered, and there have been some edits. Particularly recently, I've run into a lot of dropouts, little micro things that are just like you have to zoom in and you can see this little, little piece of the track missing. And I've been able to, for the most part, to fix those instances of that. And anyway, I think you'll enjoy the album. It really goes back to how I started writing my own songs, and got on my way to multi-tracking. I was talking to my old friend Mark today, and he was there for some of that, the original tracking of some of that stuff. And back then I had I think like a JVC cassette deck. I'm pretty sure it was a JVC. And I had some kind of splitter, mixer, something I'd gotten from Radio Shack. It was really basic, and I don't think I have it. I don't know whatever happened to it, whatever it was, but I had a couple cables. I had a Fender twin reverb amp, and I had my melody maker, which I still have. Got rid of that twin reverb a long time ago. Very heavy, but I kind of wish I still had it now. I don't use amps that much now. I go direct a lot, use a lot of VST plugins, and I turn my amp on from time to time just for another sound because it sounds great. But he watched how I did it, where I would record initially, usually me and a drummer, and it was Scott Richardbarger, his brother, Mark Richardbarger is who I'm talking about. And on Volume 1, he's on several songs, Raped, Nightmare, and that's how I really started with Multitrack. And so what I would do is I would record that and then go borrow somebody's cassette deck, because I only had one, and then I would bounce those 2 tracks over to the next cassette deck using this splitter mixer jobby that I had, and I would play along with it while I was transferring it and add another vocal, another guitar part, or whatever I was doing, and then probably go back and bounce it back again. And every time I did that, it got noisier and noisier, and so luckily nowadays I have access to so many great plugins for cleaning this stuff up, and I have Isotope and RX7 from them, a lot of Plugin Alliance plugins I'm using. They make great stuff. A lot of their compressors and EQs, and Fab Filter's another one that I use all the time. And I can go in there. So like on Volume 1, some of the really early stuff, like the acoustic trip note, which is probably not even acoustic. I'm not even sure. I think it's actually my melody maker not amplified. I just had it in the room singing, and that was my acoustic guitar because that's all I had. Um, what's my point? Well, hey, I just trailed off. So that kind of stuff, like Trip Note acoustic on the new album, or Baby Blues on the Trip Note Volume 1. A lot of hum, a lot of noise, and I was able to bring a lot of that stuff out of there, clean it up quite a bit with the plugins and stuff, and it was quite nice to be able to, now I can hear it, and it's not it's not perfect, but it's much better than it was. So anyway, I hope you all get a chance to take it in bit by bit. It's a lot, and I'm dumping a lot of stuff at one time. Um, but I do hope that there are some decent songs in that pile of stuff, and a lot of it is from my prime, really. Now in retrospect, I realize, there was a stretch there of a good 10 years where I was in my prime, man. It was coming easy to me, and a lot of it was coming, and it's pretty cool. It's I wish I could redo everything, but I can't. So I hope you get to check some of that out. I have not heard the whole thing, all 5 hours of it, nor will I. You know, unless someone drags me and puts it on and drags me from place to place, and I can self-medicate and try to pay attention. But I'm just kidding. Um, anyway, thank you for checking out my update here. I do promise to do another one within 3 years. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.